My name is Dr. Von Crazy, and welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2! Last time, we beat the game, and this time, we're starting New Game Plus. In New Game Plus, you get to keep your driver levels, your equipment, your blades, your golden items, your dev points, your events theater, and your playtime. And a few new things happen in New Game Plus. You can bond with most of the blades from Torna. The blades you can bond with are everyone but Gin and Malos, and you can also bond with an entirely new blade called Telos, although that one's not actually a New Game Plus blade, you just need to beat the final boss. Sever is well, he pretends to be a tank blade, but he's really an attacking blade mostly. He's got all the tank equipment. His specials, except for his level 1 special, look like tank specials. His level 1 special increases critical damage, but all his battle skills deal with getting rid of enemy defenses. His first battle skill reduces enemy defenses to 0 at max level. His second battle skill makes the enemy guard rate 0. And his third battle skill is, one major problem with Sever is his level 3 specials effect is Gardano, when that's already the effect on his level 2 special, no, on his second battle skill. So he doesn't really get a lot of use out of that special. Akos is very possibly the simplest of the bunch. He is mostly a healer. However, he's got this transmigration skill. At max level, 70% of the time, when he lands a hit, he will flip the enemy's defense. The way defense values work is you have a certain amount of percentage reduction of each, of either ether or physical defense. So if the enemy has 10% physical defense and you hit him with a physical attack, 70% of the time, Akos will deal 10% extra physical damage instead. Transmigration is a very powerful skill because of this. He doesn't have a lot else going for him, however, his third battle skill, Endless Cycle, does make special recharge faster. Patroka is also an interesting one. Her main draw is actually her driver weapon. Gosh dang, I keep dying though! Her abilities with this driver weapon are very, very strong. He's got break arts, he's got smash arts, he's even got a topple art on one character, I think. I think that's Seek? Her arts are fast, she has effects like Merciless Twister with AoE, HP down, and Evasion. Evasion on an attacking blade is awesome. He's got an ability that lets her deal extra damage at low health, which is just pretty good. She increases her damage each enemy that's been killed, like Percival, but on an attacking blade. He's basically considered a better version of Wolfrek. He is very powerful. Telos.
Don't mind if I do.
Telos is a very, very powerful attacking blade, especially if she's not on Nia like I've got her. Her abilities are, he increases her damage at low HP, and every time a driver dies, no matter what it is, which one it is, he increases their damage by 200% each time they die, maxing out at 500%. If each of your drivers dies 3 times, then they're each doing 6 times damage, and that's really good. He also has the same phase transition tech as Cosmos, which is just one of the best effects. Perdido is interesting. His first battle skill makes auto attacks hit twice and also increases all his damage, even at not max affinity, which is pretty interesting. Pretty powerful, actually. His second battle skill just increases his auto attack damage, though, which is not as good. And his third battle skill increases his damage from the front. That's not great, especially against Relentless. This is going poorly! As I was saying, his third battle skill increases damage from the front, which is not the most useful for an attacker or against this specific enemy, honestly. I could do better choosing enemies than fighting Relentless Aragorn, because it has a lot of AoE in the front moves. But his specials are pretty standard attacker fare. His first special increases damage to toppled enemies. His second special increases crit rate. His third special decreases enemy guard rate. His unique driver weapon isn't that great, but it's certainly not bad. I get to say Rona sucks! Yes! Oh, finally I can say that after waiting so long to. Her battle skills are increasing her auto attack speed, lowering the aggro drawn from only her auto attacks, which only draw like the tiniest amount of aggro anyway, and lowering the time between blade switches, which is just not great. Oh, come on. Her specials are actually decent, but not that great. Cressidus has some neat abilities. First off, he deals extra damage to toppled enemies and always extends topple duration. This makes him one of the better topplers in the game, especially since he's got topple arts on both Zeke and Morag. So yeah, he's pretty good. Surprisingly good, honestly. His second ability is kind of unusual. When he switches into battle, he deals a bit of damage. Oh my god, I just switched off, our enemy's broken! And I'm dead. Other people have topples. Please, Rex, topple it. Thank you. He extends topple for every character in the party, not just him, as long as he's on the field. Which is nice. His specials are standard fare. Increase aggro, deal extra damage to people targeting you. Mikhail is kind of interesting. His second and third battle skills are, well, his third battle skill is actually a really good skill. It increases his evasion rate by 45% when he's at max affinity, at max level. His first two battle skills, his second battle skill is just increasing aggro every second, which is almost completely useless. When you deal damage to an enemy, you gain aggro equal to half that damage, plus whatever your art wants to gain. Each art has a special, unique aggro number attached to it. However, his second battle skill only increases aggro by like 45 per second, and I just dealt like several 100,000 damage with a single attack there. So yeah, his second battle skill is pretty useless. His third battle skill, though, is interesting. it makes it so that every attack by the party while he's on the field has a 30% chance of inflicting blowdown. That is quite the ability. Against most enemies, they will be weak to blowdown. Blowdown makes them not be able to use art, makes them fly through the air, get annoyed. It's quite the status effect, actually. His specials are pretty standard fare. His level 1 special increases aggro, his level 2 special deals extra damage to launched enemies, and his level 3 special deals extra damage to enemies targeting him. A special note with Mikhail. Instead of recruiting him by pulling him from a core crystal like all the other Tornan blades, after you sink Torna, he will be standing here at Megafloat Base. Hey, how are you doing? Huh? Did you think I was dead? Even I thought I was dead. Petroka told me not to die. She said she wanted me to be the one to kill me. I couldn't let myself die after an order like that. Honestly, I'd be scared of the consequences. Well, you'll have to let me come along to take a look at the answer you found. Can I? I can? Yeah! Mikhail will be engaged by whoever character talks to him, except Tora. If Mikhail is released, he will reappear in this place. He's also the only character that doesn't give any rewards when released. And when you reacquire him, he'll actually have whatever affinity chart he had when you released him last, so that's also unique. Any other blade released, you pull them from the core crystal again, and they won't have these. All blades can now be dispatched on Merc missions. So you can disengage your driver's main blades, so Pyrod, Brigid, etc., and send them off on Merc missions, and they have their own unique lines for that. Each driver gets a second hidden affinity chart. These can be very powerful, and they have a few interesting effects on them. Like, for instance, there's a 50% chance for each driver to become unbeatable when they get to 0 health. In New Game Plus, in addition to leveling up your characters at inns, you can also level them down. But why would you want to make yourself weaker? There's a few reasons. First, if you're lower level than an enemy, then it'll give you more SP, XP, and WP. And if you just go to an enemy repeatedly and get more XP and then
how you feeling?
Put it away at the inn, you can get more bonus XP.
I'm very well rested.
But why would you want to do that? Well, that's what these traveling bards are for. Ooh, I've been waiting for someone like you to show up. I'm an itinerant weaver of battle songs. My life's work is to take blood-curdling tales and set them to sweet melodies. Would you mind telling me some of yours? Not for free, of course. One good turn deserves another. If you tell tales in exchange for items, the amount of bonus XP required will be taken from the active character. Each driver can only use an accessory expander kit once. These traveling bards will sell you special items. This guy sells you a unique New Game Plus only item called an accessory expander kit. I've already got all of these on this file, but that is a very good item. Instead of having 2 accessories per character, I've got 3 now. Which is quite useful, as you can imagine. This bard on the other side of the bridge near Garagorm's Arch will sell you 20,000 ether crystals for 200,000 bonus XP. I've already got my Poppy Cutie, Pie, Poppy Alva, all my Poppy forms at as strong as I can get them, so I don't need to do that. The Traveling Bard in Uriah will sell you a legendary core crystal for 200,000 bonus XP.
Where are we
This
going
Traveling
again?
Bard in Jackalo's Inn will sell you an ultimate weaponry for 40,000 bonus XP, which is a very good item. I can't remember if I've ever talked about this before. I feel like I have, but in Enhanced Arts, if you hit X on... What do I want to level up? If you hit X on a weapon, you can choose one of these things, and if you choose an ultimate weaponry, it will give you a bunch of weapon experience. This bard in Theosoir has an overdrive protocol for 1,000,000 bonus XP. You can re-get all the overdrive protocols from all the treasure chests that had them in New Game Plus, so that's probably not worth it to you. This one in Spirit Crucible LPs will have an Element Core Light for Poppy Swap. Yeah, for some reason there's a bard in Spirit Crucible LPs, but not in Fonset Village. That's so weird to me. This one on the Cliffs of Moratha has a Master Ether mod for Poppy Swap. Not very useful because she doesn't really need Ether. She's mostly a physical attacker. This one on top of the View of a Lost Time has a Master Muscle mod for you, which I actually don't have and would be very useful for me. Ah, friends tell great stories. I've not heard like this in a long time. Many thanks. Come to think, for friends to come all the way here to meet friends is also kind of grand things, you know? Maybe grandest. On level 2 Mizar, you can get a Master Tank mod, which is not the greatest, but certainly not bad. In the Skywalk, there's another traveling bard. He will give you a Master Evasion mod, which is a very, very good mod. I might as well grab it, since I don't have it already. And there aren't any in the first low orbit station. Also, they're marked by these green shop symbols. Most shop symbols are blue, these ones are green. So they're pretty easy to find on the map. And you unlock Zeke's Eye of Shining Justice. In the background, you're seeing me destroy a level 130 enemy, the most powerful enemy in the game, in about half a minute. It increases Zeke's damage by about 7 times by just overall increasing his damage by twice and increasing his arcs animation speed by quite a lot.
Much appreciated.
All quests, heart to hearts, and skip travel points will be reset, as well as completed Merc missions. And if a blade is necessary for storage progression, they will be removed from the Merc group. If you've sent Bridget, for example, off on a Merc group and she's required in a cutscene, she will be immediately pulled back and you'll lose the Merc. Any blades engaged with Rex using his Master Driver ability at the game's end will return to their original driver. You will still get the power of the Master Driver when you reach that point in the story, but you don't have it at the start of the game. Rock, Aegeon, and the Unnamed Core Crystal will be returned to their Core Crystal, unlike all the other blades, and your save data from your first playthrough will be overwritten. Oops. So, let's start New Game Plus. I'm just gonna keep it on normal. There's not actually a lot to say about New Game Plus that I haven't already said, but I am going to go over all the blades. All in all, New Game Plus is very worth your time to embark on. It'll only take you about 4 hours to get all of the stuff unlocked, so yeah, go ahead and do it. I will meet you at some point later when I've gotten to the end of the game again, and I'll be starting doing more questing around Allrest.